Hi everyone, welcome to online learning. In this video, I want to go through a couple of very basic concepts of object-oriented programming, classes and objects, which is a pretty broad concept in and of itself. Right. Then I am Rufia Chowdhury, Assistant Professor of Jodi Engineering College, Cherukuri. So, first topic I want to go through and teach you the definitions of classes and objects. Now move on to how we can define both of them. Introduction. Classes and objects are the essential part of object-oriented programming, and where a class can be considered as a construct that encapsulates a group of variables and methods, which means the class which holds its own data member or the member functions which can be accessed by creating an instance of that particular classes. Okay. Whereas an object acts as the member or instance of that class. A class is a blueprint from which you can create the instance. Simply that means the classes are basically an easy way to group all your functions or variables. And according to objects, objects are the piece of code which represent the real life entity. Then, in this slide, we are discussing about the various definitions of class. A class is a category of objects and which is comprised of three sections. First one, class name, then structure and behavior. Class name means the name of the class and structure means we can define the attributes of that particular class, and behavior means we can define the operations or functions of that class. Then the class defines all common properties of the different objects that belongs to it. The class is collection of objects, also called the blueprint, and class is an abstract definition of an object. It defines the structure and behavior of each and every object in that class. Then, the definitions of objects. Objects are instances of classes. Object is a piece of code which represents the real life entity. A self-contained entity that contains of both data and procedure to manipulate the data. These three are the definitions of objects. Okay. Then, please look this figure. Suppose if you take a car consisting of some attributes and some methods. Okay. You can see this figure. In this figure, the attributes are nothing like birth, color, speed, and these are called as a variable or the data members. According to methods or functions, which means get fuel or get speed. You can call it as a functions or methods. Then, this is an example for you. In this example, you can say that suppose a car is there. This is a class and these are the object of this particular class. Okay. Suppose this car is here, so this class is a structure where we can define the variables and methods to utilize the objects. And these are the objects. Here the variables and methods are utilized by this. Okay. These are the example of classes and objects. And from here we can realize that the main things are come from the class. That means the main things are come from the class. Also here we can say that the car may any of the type BMW, Audi, Nissan, all are come from the class structure. This is the main point here. Then without class the object does not exist. I repeat, without class the object does not exist. That means without blueprint of car, you cannot manufacture the Audi, BMW, Nissan, Volvo, etc. First it needs some blueprint. Other way we can say that object we can also use only the static functions of that particular car. What it means? Without object, it means here this Audi, BMW like cars we can see only use the specific static functions of that class. If you don't have Audi, if you don't have Nissan, if you don't have BMW, you can have the car in the class structure. That's the static function. Okay. It does not have the all latest versions and extra features will not be there, but only the blueprint is needed. Okay. Then in this slide you can see an example of class creation. Class is a keyword of this class creation and carries the name of the class and open curly braces and closed curly braces. Between these curly braces we have three attributes: color, name and model. These three are the specifications of this car class. Okay, and we can define all the attributes between the curly braces. That is the main thing. Then next we are discussing about the access specifiers of object-oriented programming. Access specifiers are also called as the access modifiers, and these are used to the accessibility of the classes, methods. Okay. Then access specifiers are the specific part of the programming language syntax used to facilitate the encapsulation of the component. That is the main thing. The access specifiers are used to facilitate the encapsulation of components. Then we know that object-oriented programming has a main important functionality, that's the data hiding or the data security. The data security will be taken by the help of the access specifiers. Okay. Then in C++ there are three types of the access specifiers. First one public, and second one protected, and third one private. According to public, public class members and functions can be used from outside of a class by any function or other classes. That means the members are accessible from outside of the class. Then next one protected. Protected class members and functions can be used inside its class. Protected members and functions cannot be accessed from other class directly. That means the members cannot be accessed from the outside of the class. However, they can be accessed in the inherited class. That is the important thing. Then third access specifier is private. Private class members and functions can be used only inside of the class and by friend functions and classes. That means members cannot be accessed from the outside of the class, and private and protected are safe. Then this is an example for you. In this example you can say that first of all include the header section, then class, my class. Class is a keyword to create the class, and my class is the name of the class. Then open curly braces, then closed curly braces. Between these curly braces the attributes is declared. Here you can say that the X attribute is an integer type and which is a public attribute. How we can define that X is a public attribute? By the help of the access specifier. Here we are using the public access specifier, so X is a public attribute. Then enter into the main section. First of all, my class, my obj. Here we can say that here we can create an object of my obj for this particular class. Okay. Then my obj dot x is equal to 50. What is the meaning of this particular line? That means the dot operator is used to direct the member selection by the object. That is the main thing. The dot operator is used to direct the member selection by object. So here we can initialize the value of x with 50. Then cout my obj.x, print the value by using the cout functions, then return 0. When we are executing this program, we get the result as 50. Okay. Then here I am using the public access specifier to display the number. Instead of using public access specifier, we can use the private as well as the protected access specifiers in this program. But by using these two access specifiers, the externals cannot be as the variable x, because these are specified in outside of the class. Because of this reason, we cannot get the result like this. Okay. Then now we are discussing about the basic difference between the classes and objects. Then class is a data type, which means data is either primitive data or the objective data. Then according to object, object is an instance of class. Then class must generate the objects, but object gives lives to classes. Then does not occupy the memory location, but according to object must occupy the memory locations. The fourth one, classes cannot manipulate it because it is not available in memory. We already know that object will occupies in memory location, so which can be manipulated. Then classes have the logical extensors. Logical extensors means each and every classes are distributed by the particular its property of the elements. Okay. Then according to objects, objects have the physical extensors. Physical extensors means object that exists throughout and particular performance of the program. Okay. These are the main differences between the classes and objects. In this video, I have explained what is a class and what is an object, one real-time example for the classes and object, and this is the difference between the classes and objects. I hope you will understand what is a class and what is an object. And thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.